Check, check. Check, check. Hello. You might need to refresh out of it. Did you refresh out of it?
Yeah, I did, but it doesn't...
Doesn't what?
There we go.
Check, check. Hello? Check, check. Alright, I think it's good.
I think it's good.
Cool. This is gonna be a mental health stream today. What's going on, Nick?
What's up, guys?
I hope everybody is having a good day. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for joining. As you guys know, mental health is really important to us. I've been going through a little bit of a rough day with a lot of anxiety, and I wasn't sure if I even wanted to do the stream, but maybe it's an opportunity for us to really focus on doing the best we can to enjoy ourselves and to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second.
We were going through like a lot of technical difficulties as well. I said to Austin, I was like, no, we're not canceling the stream. We're not moving it to tomorrow. Like, we're gonna stream tomorrow anyway. But I was like, no, we're not moving it. We're not canceling it. Like, let's go on and just talk. And there's no pressure. There's no pressure for anything. Like, as you can see, we are in a different room today. This is the art studio. Normally you don't see the wall behind us, or behind me rather. But we decided to stream in here tonight because...
Nick, dude, you didn't have to do that, bro. Come on.
Oh.
Just for fun. I know Donos isn't the reason for today.
Oh.
It's making this sound again.
Crackling?
Yes.
Well, thank you, Nick, so much.
God.
Relax. Let me hear it. It could be a problem with the interface then. It's not the cables, it's not the mic.
Sorry, guys. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Can you guys hear us? Check, check. Can you guys hear us?
Okay, that's better. At least it's not going to be crackling now.
Oh, let me hear it. Oh.
Can you guys hear us? Okay, that's better. At least it's not going to be crackling now.
Okay. Alright, guys. Sorry about that.
See what I said about technical difficulties?
Thank you, Brooke. Austin, Kaylee, you guys are good. The crackling doesn't bother me, and you guys are sweet angelic voices, and life experiences and lessons will way more than surpass that crackling noise. Okay, I'm glad everything's gone now. I hope, can everybody hear us good? Like, in the context of the,
audio from the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we wanted to take today and discuss just mental health. I mean, you guys know how much it means to us to be able to have an audience who wants to listen. Dude, yo, Gingy, that was very nice of you. Just spreading the love. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
That was very, very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Yes, you guys are too good to us. You guys are too sweet. Yeah, so today was interesting, to say the least. We woke up to an earthquake here in New Jersey, which was very random, and kind of brought back old feelings from when we lived in California. So I think just waking up that way was maybe something that kind of triggered you to feel off throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you wanted to just kind of talk through that and like get that off your chest.
Yeah.
Because that was something that was very difficult.
When we moved to California, the second day we were there was an earthquake, and then a day later,
very big one.
There was an even bigger earthquake, and it was really, really, really big. And coming from New Jersey, we've never experienced earthquakes before, so we were very scared and didn't know what to do. And that caused a lot of PTSD for me. It took me years to get over this. Anytime there would be a truck that would pass by and kind of shake the building, I would literally have like flashbacks to like an earthquake and freak out and feel like and get like high anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't have to have PTSD to know what the anxiety feels like. I mean, I feel like we all in this community have experienced anxiety in some way or another. But so that, it's been a while since we've done that, since I've had any feelings like that. But I feel like that kind of just made me feel a little bit like that again. But I wanted to come on here, Kayla wanted to come on here so that we can just, talk through mental health. You guys seemed to like it last time we did the stream. And I'm sorry if I'm a little, like, tired and seem like a little not my usual self. They're rare in New Jersey. I mean, this was the biggest one since like the 1700s. So
yeah,
it's this is like a huge earthquake for New Jersey. But we wanted to come on here because you guys seem to like the last mental health stream. And, just kind of, if it helps some people, it helps, and that's great. And, Austin, you're 1000% okay. We accept you in any form. Thank you. I'm still like, I have a lot of anxiety right now. But, it's important to talk through it. Even if you don't feel better after talking through it, it's just good. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever you're anxious about, somebody else can say, like, nah, dude, there's no reason to be anxious about that. Like, nah, there's no reason to be anxious about that. Even if you don't feel better, you're going to hear other people say, like, you're just overthinking it, and 9 times out of 10, with anxiety, that's what happens. So for me, like, I have, like, heavy feeling in my chest. But we all struggle at one point or another. Nobody goes through life and doesn't struggle. That's part of, being a human and living life. You're going to struggle, and whether that's through mental health, physical health, your job, your whatever, we're all going to struggle. And it's okay. We really want to make it acceptable to talk about this. It's like, you don't talk about, how much money you make. You don't talk about your feelings. Like, those are, like, I feel like, I don't want to say stereotypes because that doesn't even make any sense, but, like,
I think it does.
Those are societal, like, norms that we're supposed to accept. But the truth is that there isn't a reason to not talk about this stuff, right? Like, because ultimately, if it makes you feel better, it makes you feel better. Even if it doesn't, it can help somebody else. Like, you really don't know what somebody's going through. There's a song by the artist Jake, and there's a lyric in there. There's a lyric in there that is really, like, really special, that I think really shows what a lot of us go through. Let me just pull the lyrics real quick. The lyrics are: claustrophobic in my head, hoping that you'll never see it on my face. Put together on the outside, on the inside, I'm about to break. And that's like a really...
That's deep.
That's a deep lyric, and it's so true. Like, you want to be put together on the outside, and you want to seem like everything's okay. But, like, think about how many people... like, look at, like, Chris Cornell, Robin Williams, Chester, what's his name? Bennington, like, you would never think that those people are unhappy. And it's like, you just never know, what somebody's going through. Because, what if we didn't have that societal norm, or really it should be a societal abnorm or whatever.
Abnorm.
Whatever, you know what I mean?
Abnormal.
What if it was normal for us to like, not try and put on a facade and come across as though we're good? Can you shut that blind? Because it's like, It's getting dark out. And
yes.
What if we didn't have that societal norm, and people were, like, it was normal for people to discuss it? Like, those people might have been able to talk about it and, not have ended up the way it did. And it's important, it's important to discuss. It's important to accept. It's important to, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like, really struggling right now. But I wanted to come on here because, like, this is the shit that we go through sometimes. And, I feel like, like, I get, I get a lot of anxiety when I fly. Like, I get a lot of, what are called intrusive thoughts. Thoughts that just kind of pop into your head. You're not necessarily trying to think about, the thought just pops into your head like something really negative. So we obviously flew to vacation and away from vacation. And I had extreme anxiety, and I feel like I've since then have kind of just been anxious a little more than usual. And it's, yeah, it's, oh, Brady, dude, I'm so glad, man.
That's amazing.
Thanks to you, I have now made my family, my ex, and coworkers aware of my bipolar disorder, and that is something I never would have done in a million years if it wasn't for you guys.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's
dude.
huge.
That's
an enormous step. Seriously, that really is. And I feel like your life will become healthier because you're going to learn a lot about yourself through this journey. And when you learn a lot about yourself, you learn how to live healthier, and the people around you will learn what you need, and your relationships will be better as well because of that. I've seen it. I've lived it with Austin. That's really, really amazing, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. That's amazing, dude. We're very proud of you, dude. Yeah, and
it wasn't easy for you to do that either.
It went well. I always told myself it would be way worse in my head, and that's what anxiety is. You build something up, and that it's going to be way worse. And like right now, like I feel like I'm on the fucking verge of like tears. Like I feel emotional. I feel like that might just be like part of bipolar disorder. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can like even hear it in my voice. I'm just like really struggling today. But yeah, I mean,
it happens though, it happens to everybody, whether or not you have a disorder. Like, it, sorry, I was reading some of your comments. Yeah, like, it happens to everybody. It doesn't matter if you have a diagnosis or whatever. Like, literally none of that matters. The only reason why having a diagnosis is beneficial is if you need a certain form of treatment, whether that's, medication, supplements, therapy, blah, 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 whatever. If you need specific things to help you, then that's where a diagnosis can be very beneficial. However, it doesn't really matter if you have something or if you don't. Like, we're all just humans, and we all experience different emotions throughout the day, and like that's normal, and it's not something that you should ever feel bad about or self-conscious of or feel down on yourself for feeling a certain way or for having certain thoughts. Everybody just needs love and support from others, and it can be really healing to talk. Like, it really can. It could just be healing to just get it out. Get it off your chest, you know? Like, everyone has bad days. It doesn't matter what the situation is, or even if you don't you don't know why you're feeling a certain way, but you just are, like, that's okay. But just remember that they're feelings and that everything is temporary. So you're not going to feel this way forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important to remember that.
Yeah. Like, for me, I struggle a lot. Well, first of all, thank you, Justin. Hope you both know how much you guys have helped me. You guys spread nothing but love and care. We're always here for you both. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We have worked hard at making our life and what we do as integrated into we've made our work life as integrated into our regular life. So, and our regular life is integrated into our work life. And what I mean by that is, like, we try and not, like, you know, it's easy to just have work be work and regular life be regular life, but we found that for us it's really important to kind of, like, have stuff like this where we talk about our mental health. And, you know, because in a public setting on YouTube, talking to friends, talking to family, it's very easy to just want to tell the best parts that you are doing good, even if you aren't. Again, put up that facade. But we all need help. It's okay to ask for help. You know, Brady, I'm going to use you as an example. You know, you just told the people in your life that you're struggling with bipolar disorder, and now I don't know any of the people, but there might be one person says, wow, I didn't know that, and maybe it's a little bit easier now in your relationship because they keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't tell them, how would they ever know? Especially when, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying just us, people try and put up that facade. We don't want you guys to go through life doing that. It's not beneficial. It doesn't help. Holding in shit never works. It never works. You know, for me, I have struggled. A topic that I wanted to touch on was balancing work life and regular life, and knowing, because even though, like I said, our what we do is so integrated into our work, but balancing our work and our regular life, and it's something that I've struggled with for a long time. It is hard sometimes to take the time for yourself, and I'm just using this as an example because we just went on, vacation. It's really easy to get caught up in, I gotta take advantage of this now. All things are going good. We gotta stream, we gotta record, we gotta constantly do stuff. But all that does is put you farther and farther away of also reaching a goal. Whether you set it or not, it is a goal for everybody to be healthy. No one sits around and is like, let me be unhealthy, right? Let me have anxiety. Let me have,
no one
health problems. No one chooses that. So whether you choose to or not, your goal as a human is to be healthy, both physically and mentally. you need to work at that just the same way that you need to. Okay, physical health, right? Like, you could work. You could work and continue to work, and literally not go to the gym at all. And you could just, if you're just gonna work all the time, you're not gonna be able to go to the gym, and you're not gonna get physically strong. It's the same thing mentally. You have to work at it as well. So if you just work, you know, you're not gonna have the time. You're not gonna set aside the time. You're not gonna have the time to be able to actually go and become mentally strong. And mental strength takes a lot.
It does. Mental strength is a full-time job. Always.
Yes.
And it always will be. Which is why it's so important to work on it every single day, because that's your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Your entire life is your mental health. Like,
Yeah.
That's the only thing that is always going to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to practice awareness, self-awareness, and the more self-awareness you have, the more the people around you are going to have, and the more other people will learn how to interact with you in the healthiest way that you need. Like, I know balancing out life is really difficult. We don't have the answer to that, but we have been through a lot. Especially for us, knowing how to interact. Like, everything that Austin and I do is together. We've had a career together ever since we met. We basically spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week together.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I love it. A lot of people would be like, how do you do that? That's too much. Like, I couldn't imagine being with the same person for that long, blah, blah, blah. But I feel so lucky and so grateful and so blessed to spend all this time with my best friend. But it's still a lot, like, because we're trying to navigate having a relationship and a career and being able to separate those things. The lines can get very blurry. And for a long time, we were really only focusing on work. And that was it. Like, we didn't do anything for our relationship. And it's not, or our mental health. And I'm saying that because we did that for a long time and it didn't work. Like, in terms of our mental health. Not that our relationship was ever bad, but our balance was not there. It was way off. And the only thing was career, work. How can we do this? How can we make this? How can, this happen? How can we make a living? All of these things, like, and when you only put your focus into one area of your life, everything else takes the back seat, and really that causes a lot of instability in your life in general.
Yeah.
At least for us it did, and I feel like most people would feel that way or do feel that way. And so it wasn't until Austin and I really started, going to therapy together and separately. Like, we have a life coach. We're actually seeing her on Monday for the first time in months. And you were seeing her twice a week when you first were diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Yeah. You were seeing her twice a week for a long time. And doing that helped you become healthier mentally, which then helped you become healthier with your relationships, which made you healthier with your career and your decisions. made you healthier physically. So it's like, if you take care of yourself mentally, everything else will start to fall into place.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, we're like in the worst line of work for anxiety because, you know, like I've said this before, and you guys have absolutely been amazing. And there's nothing for me to even like be like, oh, well, there's nothing for me to, what was I saying? We're in like the worst line of work because it's the struggle of not knowing. Listen, we all don't know.
Oh, you mean most like freelance?
Yes, freelance.
That's what you mean. Because there's no consistent paycheck. You don't know what it's gonna be. So that's what you mean by the worst line of work. It's not that we hate what we do.
Love what we do. We love what we do.
But I know what you mean in terms of stability.
Yes.
For making money. Yeah,
being a freelancer is something that is hard. Or for those of us that don't have steady, like, know what we're gonna make, obviously, like, listen,
that
everybody...
can be sales, that could be anything.
It could be anything. You know, that's something that I've struggled with for a long time. But something that I have tried to tell myself is that whatever happens. I can't make something happen or not make something happen. And again, you know, this isn't me saying that I'm ungrateful. I'm just speaking like, you know, these are the real anxieties that we face, right?
In terms of anxiety,
and
for sure.
It's so, you know, it's so subjective. It's all about reference. It's all about, what is the word I'm trying to say? The thing I'm trying to say is it's about perspective. That's it. You know, it's about your perspective. You know, you're at the base of a mountain and you look at the mountain looks huge. You go 35,000 feet up in the air in an airplane and you look down on the mountain looks small as shit. It's just life.
That's a good metaphor, actually.
You know, it's...
I like that.
For us, like, yeah, like, you guys have absolutely changed our lives. You guys have helped us so much, and we are so appreciative. But we still have our anxieties, you know, like,
it happens.
Still always, you know, in the back of my mind sometimes when I'm going through something tough, it's like, you know, what if we fail at this? What if we, you know, YouTube goes down and we can't stream anymore, and especially when we devoted our, you know, our career, our life at this point, you know, and canceled work that we had, you know, and gigs and stuff to do this full time. It's tough, but at the same time, that's the line of work that we're in. You know, there is no guarantee that, and that's really life. There's no guarantee that something is or isn't going to happen, but one thing will definitely make it worse, whether it does or doesn't happen, is worrying about whether or not it will or won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sorry, I'm like getting distracted yet.
That's all good. The thing you just said about how there's like no guarantee, yeah, that is just life in general. Nothing is guaranteed ever. But stop getting all...
Sorry.
You're like all over the place.
I know.
there's no guarantee with anything, and that can sound like a negative thing, but really it's not. Like, there's no guarantee, also meaning like, Tim, that was very morbid, but yeah, like, what I'm trying to say is it can be a positive thing that there's no guarantee in life, just as easy as there could be a negative thing.
Yeah.
For example, like, there have been a countless number of times where you've had anxiety over very specific things, and all of those things, literally all of them that I can think of, that you have had anxiety about and fears of what if this happens, literally has never come true. Not once. And so, just because you are having intrusive thoughts doesn't mean that those things are factual.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the time, it's not real. It's not going to happen. That is your mind playing tricks on you. And there's this one author, he's a monk. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Youngie, I believe. And he has written several books about things that he's learned growing up at a monastery. And he actually had crippling anxiety as a kid, and it took him a long time to really understand meditation and the teachings and all of those things, and his life is really interesting. And one thing that they say, or at least one thing that he says, is that having anxiety and those types of thoughts is called the monkey mind. And the monkey mind tries to throw you off. It tries to just have those intrusive thoughts and things that go all over the place that most of the times, like, don't even make sense. And he says that the monkey mind, that's its job, is to be like a monkey, hopping around all over the place, not making sense, just having anxiety. But you have to learn to not try to control the monkey mind, but just allow the monkey mind to do its thing and don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And the way that he writes and speaks about meditation, I've found very spiritual and beneficial. But yeah, your mind is always going to do things, and sometimes it will play tricks on you, but you have to remember that that's the part of your consciousness that, you know, things just pop in and out, and that happens, and that's okay.
You kind of have to just watch it pass.
You have to just allow it to pass, not judge yourself for having specific thoughts. That's a really big thing that I've personally learned, is that I can't be down on myself for thinking a specific thing. Just allow it to be, you know, and allow it to just pass. Observe your thoughts. Don't worry about controlling it. You know, it's a lot.
It is a lot,
but if you actually read, it helps.
Yeah, and you know, there's plenty of people in your exact position. Whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Like, whether it's problems with your mental health, problems with your physical health, financial problems with whatever. There's people in every single position. I mean, you know, like I have bipolar disorder, and there's millions and millions of people that have that. And so it's not like, again, this goes back to what we were saying, like it's what should be normal is being able to talk about this stuff. Prioritize your mental health is prioritizing your mental health is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing.
I think it is the most
I mean,
important thing.
if you're not mentally happy, life is just dull. You know? It's it is difficult to get into that if you're stuck in a rut. It's difficult to focus on your mental health when you're focusing on only your work. You know, again, it's like a computer. Your brain is literally like a computer. Your computer only has so much RAM and resources that can allocate it to certain things. At a certain point, your computer can't handle another piece of software running. It can't handle another Google Chrome tab open. It just slows down. We've learned it recently from our actual...
I smiled when you said that because I was like, it's on your mind.
Yeah, and that's the same way with your mind. You know, so if all of your attention and all your resources are on work, how are you going to allocate time to being physically and mentally healthy? It's just impossible. It's just like a, you know, they say your brain is the most powerful computer of all. You know, so, but they say it's the most powerful computer of all. Hello, computer. No, it's your brain is a computer. And so, if you allocate all of your resources to one thing, you're ignoring other things. And, you know, with bipolar disorder, but I think with most people, life is balance. Mm-hmm. You can have anxiety, mm-hmm. but don't let it control you.
Yep.
Balance. You can have a cheat day where you eat like shit, but it's balance. You don't do it every day. You can have a day where you know, if you're working, you know, where you make no money. But it's balance. You can't make no money forever. You can't survive. It's balance. You can have a day where you focus on all work and you don't focus on mental health, but it's balance. You can't do that every day.
We were doing that every day.
It's balance.
And that's why we weren't making videos or streaming or doing any of that, and had to take a break for a year and a half or 2 years. I don't even know how long it was, but that's why. It's not because we didn't want to do this, it's because we couldn't. We got to the point where it was not healthy mm-hmm. at all, and it was too overwhelming, and then we overworked ourselves and mentally burned ourselves out entirely. And then, you know, like Austin was saying before, like, if you're too focused on one thing, everything else in your life is not getting the attention that it needs.
Yes, and it's easy for the focus to be money and the focus to be work.
Yeah.
You know, that's the easiest thing because we all need money to survive, you know, unless you're like off the grid, you know, fucking.
But if you're off the grid, you're not watching this. So.
Yeah. We all need money and we all need to work, you know, and that's the easiest thing to get caught up in. It's the easiest thing to focus on and sway and allocate all your resources to that, but then you don't get to work on all the other things. And so, like, for us, you know, being able to, you know, focus on just doing work is not a way that we function well.
Right.
We have to be able to focus on a lot of things, including our self, including our, you know, our mental health and our physical health. And yeah, and money doesn't make a person happy. I mean, you know, it helps for sure, you know, and there's obviously going to be, you know, stresses, you know, that money can help with, but it doesn't make you happy.
Yep.
Because there are people who are literally like are homeless who are happy. There are people who, you know, live in, you know, a terrible, you know, place in, you know, poverty, and who are as happy as can be.
And there's the opposite, like what you started with.
There
like,
are people who are unhappy
who are
and have
celebrities and
who
have
are celebrities
all
and
the money.
have fame and fortune
Yeah.
and have everybody loving them.
But if you
Everybody
don't
loving
love
them.
yourself,
But if you don't love yourself, if you're not happy, it doesn't matter.
right,
Money can't make you happy. It's a piece of paper, you know?
or just numbers on a screen.
Or just numbers on a screen.
Yep.
You can drive yourself to be unhappy, always chasing more.
Mm.
Exactly. It's all perspective, you know? Yeah, and again, like I said, it's not like money can, of course, you know, if you're stressing out about how you're going to pay your bills, and then you make more money to pay your bills, like, you're not going to have that stress. But
Yeah.
then you might have the stress of something else related. You might go, okay, now I need to make more money. 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 You know, and that's the same thing. It's all balance. Like, you can
Yeah.
drive yourself to be unhappy, like Tim said, always chasing more. But there's balance in life.
Mhm.
There is such thing as too much. I find myself always avoiding the problems, not knowing what to do about it. That's something that, listen, sometimes you don't know what to do about a specific problem. Could be mental health, could be physical, could be money, could be work, could be relationship with you, relationship with yourself, relationship with somebody else. I think that the best way to kind of, you know, help figure out what to do about the problem is to sit down and visualize what's the best, what's the thing you want to happen. I have this problem. I'll use money as an example because I feel like it's the easiest for everybody to understand, because somebody can have bipolar disorder, somebody can have anxiety, somebody cannot have any of that, but we've all have to make money. It's just the fact. Everybody in this chat has to make money. If you're worrying about paying your bills, okay, well, what's the final goal? Where do you want to be? Okay, I want to have X amount of money in the bank every single month so that I can pay my bills. Okay, and work backwards. Like, figure out, you know, what the goals are along the way. Figure out what the steps that you need to do are. It's the baby steps. You know, it's so hard. It's easy to not want to address a problem head on when you're just you're thinking, I'm at the bottom of the mountain and I have to be at the top of the mountain, because it's so much. It's overwhelming. You have to break it down into baby steps. Okay, what's the first thing? Well, I gotta start walking up the mountain. Okay, what gear do I need? Okay, I need a water bottle. I need a hiking stick. I need whatever it is. But if you're just like, okay, I need to get to the top of the mountain, well, that's gonna be
Doesn't work that
overwhelming.
way.
You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be really overwhelming. Okay, I need to make foreclosing on my house. I need to come up with $100,000. All right, well, if you go, I need to come up with $100,000. Well, focus on getting like a job at a time. Focus on like getting like, for us it would be like, all right, let's schedule a stream. All right, let's get a gig. Let's get a private party. Let's play a wedding. Let's Kayla do your art. It's like you got to break it down into steps. And I think that's why people avoid problems. I know I will avoid something if I just focus on it. But you got to just change that perspective. And sometimes all it takes is literally telling somebody, this is the problem I'm having, and being able to discuss it with somebody else. Because when you get somebody else's perspective, it's really easy. Like, for me, I'll just, I'll tell Kayla, and then she'll help me break it down. And into a smaller, more achievable goal.
Yeah. Breaking things down is really important. Because, you can get overwhelmed so easily. And I mean, I feel like this is obvious, but avoiding a problem is only going to make it that much worse. The more you delay it, the more you put it off, the harder it will become. And most of the time, it's because you have more time passing that you're dwelling in it. And it just is always going to make it worse. And it's normal to have a problem and to not know how to solve it. Like, don't feel bad about that. That's normal. Like, everybody goes through stuff, and like, we don't always have the answers right away. But doing what Austin said as well, and like talking about it with somebody else, having another perspective on something can be so helpful. And a lot of times, like, you yourself will find the answer.
Yes.
I find. Like, if you just talk through something, it'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should just do this. And that'll help get the ball rolling. Like, for me, the first thing I thought of when you said you find yourself avoiding problems or, like, dealing with something, the first thing that comes to me that I avoid would be, like, if there's a problem with another person. Like, if there's something that I need to, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be a problem, but I am such a chronic people pleaser that if I need to say something that might make somebody else not happy or feel, good or upset them, and a lot of times that won't even be the case. Like, you build it up so bad in your head.
Yes.
But the longer you put something off, the worse it's going to feel. So it's better to just deal with whatever it is you have to deal with as soon as possible. Talk to somebody, make a to-do list, a pros and cons list. Like, doing all those things can really help you put something into a better perspective, and like you said, make things more attainable and like be able to achieve what you want.
And it's okay to, like I see Steph said, a lot of times when I'm struggling, I go to sleep. It's always easier to go to sleep than to deal with problems. I take the route that's not good for me but helps in the short term. Listen, it's okay to, like, and you'll tell me this too, like, it's okay to not deal with stuff. Not everything needs to be dealt with right now. You gotta take time for yourself. You gotta do what you enjoy. Okay, you're stressed about, I gotta come up with $100,000 for my mortgage. Like, okay. Guess what? And again, this comes to balance, doesn't mean you go out to eat every single day, but if going out to eat one day out of the month helps you relax, helps you, and then clears your head, puts you into a better perspective, and then you can go and take the steps that you need to, as opposed to going, I gotta solve this right now. It's like, when we try and go on and stream and I'm feeling out of it, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. It's like sometimes I push through, sometimes I decide, you know what, it's not right now. It's about making sure that you are balancing doing what you need to do and then also doing what you need to do for yourself.
It's so important.
There's doing what you need to do in life, and then there's doing what you need to do for yourself.
Yep.
Life
and they need
would
to work
be
together.
Life would be work, relationship. Yourself would be physical, mental health, your emotional, whether that's spiritual or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. A friend reached out during the stream, which is why I wasn't really responding much in the stream at that time, about how I got rid of my therapist. What? And okay, second message. And I told her last weekend, and she followed up to kick my ass into gear. I think therapy is a great tool. Listen,
I think it's essential.
you got to find the right person.
I really
Doesn't
do.
mean that you're gonna people get turned off from therapy because they find one therapist or two therapists, and think that it didn't work for me. Well, listen, therapy is so personal. You got to really get that connection, because if you're not feeling comfortable to open up, you're just
and it's okay.
It's just gonna
be different people.
But if you don't open up 100% to it's just a waste of time.
It is, and money.
And money, yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, Nick,
go for it,
kicking your ass into gear too, Nick.
Seriously, I mean, think about it. All therapy is talking, and there's no harm in doing that. There's no shame in expressing things that you feel or think about. Those people are there to listen.
Yeah.
They are there to listen to you and to offer advice on how to problem solve, whatever category of life that is. Doesn't matter what it is. And I mean, like, Austin and I have both done therapy with different people. And it really is about finding that person who you connect with, because and don't get discouraged if you've gone to 5 different people and you just didn't really feel like you could express yourself totally, or like
it didn't help.
The vibe wasn't really there. If you felt like they weren't really helping you, you weren't gaining much from it, like, just keep trying, because you will never be trying new things, talking to others, and trying to find somebody that will help you, who is right for you. Like, I lost my train of thought for a second because I started looking at comments.
Yeah.
Get distracted so easy sometimes.
It's what Brady says real quick, though. I have a hard time paying someone to talk to me because I think that's what friends are for. But if you're not open enough to tell your friends exactly what you're going through, then it's useless. Just be open. True. However, I will say that seeing a professional, okay, would you call your friend if you needed help with electric in your house or plumbing? Well, you might have a friend that knows what they're doing. Okay, but most people don't. You would call a plumber. Would you, it's like that with anything. Like, would you go to most people would go to a car dealership because those are professionals, as opposed to buying private. And it's the same thing with therapy or a life coach or whatever you want to call it.
I agree.
Seeing a professional that's what they do, they're able to give you advice in a way that is, one, they're removed from the situation.
Exactly.
That's
super
super
one of the
important.
biggest things.
You
it's
know,
important to have an outside perspective. Somebody who's in your circle, like, they're going to be biased about certain things because they also probably know the other people in your life that you might be having issues with, or like whatever it is. Like, yeah, it's important to have an outside perspective, and a professional will be able to offer certain tools and advice that a friend just can't.
yeah.
And that's okay.
And, you know, I see Nick said true, but I don't want to burden my friends. You know, here's the thing. What if they're saying to themselves, I want to talk to Nick, but I don't want to burden Nick? Guess what? If you open up that dialogue with your friend, then they know that they'll feel comfortable being able to do it with you. Like, the way that you feel, your friend might feel the exact same way. They don't want to burden you. But you know, as well as me, I know, and Kayla knows, and everybody else knows, that if you're friends with somebody, you're really friends with them, you'll be through it through thick and thin, and you would be there for them. So having that is important. That's the whole thing. It's like, open up. This is normal. Guys, it's normal to not be okay. It's actually weird if you're just all fucking good. Like, that's strange.
That is kind of weird.
Like, if you don't, we're not built to be perfect. We're not built to have perfect days, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day for our entire lives. You know,
Yeah.
we're built with flaws, and that's okay. And we have to open this. We're never gonna move forward as like people and as a society if we don't like try to make that effort to like make a difference there. And you know, you never know what. Okay, Nick, like, let's say you don't want to burden your friend, right? I'm just gonna use this as an example. Like, I know that you've talked about, like, you know, work and stuff like that. What if your friend's struggling with the exact same thing, but the way that you handle it actually is the way that would work for them, but doesn't work for you, and the way that they handle it would work for you, but doesn't work for them? You would never know. And again, I'm not like picking on you or anything. I'm just using it as an example because you're being open about it. You'll just never know. I do want to say something. Gingy, Justin Russell is Gingy, Broken Gingy. He said a while ago, let me find it. I'm in that boat with work. I'm at work more than I'm at home and spending time with the people that I care about. Currently in the process of finding that balance. It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's very hard, but I will say this. You have to make that balance, you have to break down, you know, what it is that you are doing. Break down how many hours of the day you have, how many days of the week you work. You know, find out times when your friends and family are off work. You know, schedule it. You know, it takes work. It does. Not devoting all your time to work takes work.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You know, professionals devote themselves to learning about and understanding mental health. Although you may feel more comfortable talking to a friend, the real help will come from somebody that will listen. Yeah, so again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to a professional, but they'll be able to give you advice in a different context, in a different way than maybe a friend would. But also, too, sometimes all it takes is just talking to a friend.
Yeah.
But there's no such thing as burdening a friend, because if they're really your friend, they will be glad to do it. And guess what? Yeah. If they feel burdened, then they're not really a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not somebody that, you know, that's yeah, I agree. I was trying to think of. Wait, what?
It's no burden and all. That's how it is with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I understand that though, Nick, because I felt that way for the longest time. I wouldn't talk to anybody about how I was really
And how
feeling.
did you get over that?
Started therapy. Finally opened up because I got to my breaking point.
Yeah.
And don't wait to get to your breaking point to get help. There's no reason for that. I put off for years talking about how I felt. And I did that in therapy as well. I wouldn't open up totally. And so I wasn't actually getting help.
It's always easier to climb out of a hole that's shallow, or that you can reach the top of the hole and pull yourself up. The longer you wait and the deeper that hole gets, the harder it's going to be to, dig out of that hole.
But also know that that doesn't mean it's impossible.
That doesn't mean it's impossible. It's just a recommendation. Like, it's easier to climb a mountain if you get dropped off halfway up the mountain. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
easier to fix or help or strengthen your mental health, your physical health.
Yeah.
You don't wait until you're at rock bottom.
Right.
And no, it's really hard. And listen, sometimes that's what it takes. To really change, but. You don't have to. You can. Everybody here, you guys can all make the changes that you want to, and you can do it right now. You don't have to wait. You can. You could start. No step is too small enough to not be proud of.
I love that. That's very true, Austin. Thank you, Brady. Well, we're not doctors. We're just people who have been through a lot and hope that we can help each other and help anybody who is watching through what we've learned. And it's taken a lot of years, even though we're still, relatively young. We all go through shit, and we all need to talk about it. At the end of the day, what's the harm in talking? And again, one of the things that I really struggled with, and again, I'm Nick, kind of speaking to you, is I really struggled for so many years with that exact same feeling. I don't want to be a burden to other people. If I am not okay, I need to figure it out. I don't want help from anybody because I don't want them to be annoyed or think that I'm just saying certain things for attention, or they will have the wrong idea about me, and I don't want other people to have to worry about me. I don't, all of these things. And again, I think that really comes from a place, for me personally, of being a chronic people pleaser, truly. And I realized after, unfortunately, hitting my breaking point, I realized that, like Austin said, the people in your life who truly, truly love you and care for you, you are never, ever, ever going to be a burden. You're just not. There's no shame in talking about your feelings. There really isn't. And the people who love you and care about you are going to be there for you, and they are not going to judge you and think twice about, oh, this person's just annoying me right now. That people who really love you and care for you are not going to think of you in that way. They're just not. And all of this is okay. You guys can get through these struggles. Guys, by now, a lot of the things that Austin and I have struggled with and continue to struggle with, we talk about it, we're open about it. Think about how open a lot of you guys are too, though. You might not feel like you are, but you guys are talking just as much as we are. Like, and that's something that you should be proud of. And know that, like, we appreciate that you guys feel like you can open up in this chat. And even if you're not typing in the chat and you're just listening or watching, like, that's also great. Like, you're hopefully getting something from what we're all talking about, not just Austin and I, but you guys too. Like, that's a big deal. It's okay, like, to talk about shit. Like, it really is. It's not like it's helpful. Why would you not do something that can help you?
Yeah. And
it can feel difficult, but it doesn't have to be. And that's something that I have really been doing recently, is like, if you tell yourself, oh, this is so hard, I'm never gonna be able to get out of this, or I'm never gonna solve X, Y, and Z, like, then yeah, you're right. If that's what you're telling yourself, that's your reality. So just tell yourself the fucking opposite. Even if you don't believe it at first, you will start to, because you are physically saying it. Like, guys, say it out loud. Even if it's just to yourself, say it out loud. Look in the mirror if you want to, and tell yourself things that are beneficial to hear. Like, yeah, exactly. Fake it till you make it. I always hated that saying and felt like it was such a load of shit. But genuinely, it's not. If you tell yourself something is difficult, if something is hard, then it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. But if you tell yourself, you know what, like, it might feel difficult right now, but it won't always. You know, start that way. Work your way up to, you know what? This can be easy. This can be taken care of. This can be okay.
Yeah.
This will be easy. This will be okay. This will be taken care of. You know, like, work on that confidence, and it really will change your life. I swear, guys, I've lived it.
Yeah. 24 Viper Island on Twitch says, hey guys, I've been going through some high amount of anxiety, and I have a mother who is dealing with cancer, also a grandfather that just passed away not too long ago. I can tell you my life has been crazy, but I'm doing better now. We're glad to hear that, and sorry to hear about your situation. The real reason as well that I wanted to join was I saw that y'all were spreading awareness for mental health, and I like that. Keep up the great work. I'm proud of y'all. You're doing amazing. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You are the placebo, yes, Justin.
Exactly.
We're glad you're enjoying the book. Yeah, I mean, listen, like, everybody's gonna go through shit, you know. Also, compliment your friends. For example, Austin, I think you're pretty cool. I like the cut of your jib, man.
What the fuck is a jib?
I don't know. I've heard of, like, I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
My swag? I don't know.
The cut of your beard? Your hair? Or, like...
My jaw? Did you mean jaw? No, he didn't mean jaw. There's no way. Those
you
letters are not... I'm looking at the keyboard. Those letters are not close.
You don't have a jaw, though. I mean, you do have a jaw, but no one can see it.
I don't know. Somebody put the definition of jib in the chat. Yeah, that's true. Listen,
I want to go up. Can you scroll up to that comment again from 24?
Mm-hmm.
So, I also wanted to say that we're sorry to hear about the specific struggles that you are facing right now. And I can personally relate to having a mother who is dealing with cancer and the anxiety that comes along with that. My mom was diagnosed, I want to say 2016, with lung and throat cancer, 2 different kinds of cancers. They were kind of diagnosed back to back almost, I think. So it was scary. I believe it was stage 3. And she went through a lot of treatment, you know, chemo, radiation, all of that stuff that kind of can inevitably come along with that diagnosis. However, she is now considered to be in remission, which is incredible. And so I wanted to bring that up because you just never know. I can understand, again, I can understand the anxiety that you might be facing right now due to that. And I don't know, everybody's situation is so different with health issues and things like that. But it doesn't always mean the worst case scenario.
Yeah, it's easy.
It can be very scary.
It's easy to think about the worst case scenario.
Of course, absolutely. And it's probably easier for the person going through it to think of the worst case outcomes. But the most important thing that I'll say is be supportive as much as you can. I know it's hard, but it doesn't have to be. Like with what I was just saying before, it can be difficult, and it will be difficult if you tell yourself that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that this situation is easy to go through by any means, but if you tell yourself positive things and tell your mom positive things, you will not believe how long of a way that can really go. Like,
yeah. The change that somebody can have, it's like a snowball effect, right?
Yeah.
Somebody could be, and this goes back to like what Peter said, like compliment your friends, like, or even it doesn't even have to be necessarily a compliment. You could just say hello, smile at somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a friend. It could be a random person. You never know whose life you could be changing, and it may sound like bullshit. It may sound like
so
BS,
true,
but like there could be somebody, walking, along the road and be in the worst place possible in their life and at rock bottom and just, feel like nobody cares about them, nobody likes them, and then you hold the door open for them, you smile at them, you say, hope you have a good day. And that right there changes their entire outlook.
right.
You do it. You'd be surprised how much it helps. And you might not ever know. But
that person will.
it's good karma. Like, it's good karma to do good things. And on top of it, like, by being positive and portraying positivity to others, you're then doing that to yourself.
Right.
I need to compliment my friends. I love your sweatshirt coordination.
It wasn't coordinated, but I love you for that. That's so funny. I did not even realize that. Literally blue and green.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't realize what he meant?
No. I was like, our shirts don't match at all. But yeah, it's, if you guys, really focus on being positive. Okay, here's the thing. If you can't focus on being positive to yourself, focus on being positive to others, and it'll help. If you can't, I'm going to reiterate that. If you feel like it's too hard for me to be positive about myself, Nick, dude.
What happened?
Nick, he just donated $750.
Nick, what the fuck?
Sorry I have to head out. I'll rewatch the rest later tonight. Thank you guys for doing this stream. You honestly help a lot and way more people than you know. I never feel obligated to donate. This is just so you can have a good dinner tonight. Dude.
A good dinner tonight? We just went grocery shopping and that more than covered it. So, thank you. Wow.
Wow. Dude, that is too kind.
No, like, genuinely too kind.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
I don't know what to
shit.
say.
I don't know either, but we're gonna be here for you. whenever you can rejoin or rewatch this, know that we appreciate you and that we're thinking of you.
Yeah.
And we hope this helps.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you so much for that. Holy frick.
Holy balls.
We're not even playing songs for you right now.
Holy balls, dude. Wow. You good?
I'm good. There was something that... So this person, it says deleted user. So I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was. But I was going through some of my messages.
Peace, Nick.
I think it was either... might have been yesterday. I was looking through some of my messages because I was just clearing out notifications and stuff. I don't remember who this was sent to. But I was reading through the conversation because I was trying to refresh my memory on who it was. I still have no idea. But it had to do with, actually, cancer. And they came to me for advice. Said, I need to get some stuff off my chest. Just found out I might have cancer and I'm honestly terrified. And then they just asked... if I had any advice on how not to worry so much. So I just thought it was interesting that 24 had kind of brought that up, and that this was something that I had just read, and I saw in one of your previous messages that you guys, you know, are believers in God, and that, you know, you have faith and things like that. And I personally didn't grow up in a religious household, so I don't really have experience with that specific kind of faith, but I still have faith in a higher power, or just, you know, the universe and things like that. And so I just thought maybe some of this stuff that I said might be able to help some of you. The best advice I can give is to meditate. Whenever fear gets a hold of us, it is our minds creating that reality. But if you can observe your mind and become acquainted with your own thoughts, not as something negative, but something neutral, it can become easier to get through. The truth is that you don't know the outcome, so it's best to focus on the endless possibilities in a positive way. And in the chance that this is something you might have to deal with, it doesn't always mean the worst. As scary as it can be, you have the power of perspective. You can and will get through this no matter what. You need to believe that you are strong enough. Your mind is more powerful than anything else. We can't control every circumstance, unfortunately, but the only constant thing we have is our consciousness. We have the ability to see things in a different light, no matter how scary it may be. And it's okay to feel scared, sad, or angry, but the key is to not let it take control over you.
Yeah.
All emotions stem from our thoughts, which we can meditate on and observe. At the end of the day, as human beings, we are the only known species in this universe to have a conscious mind. We don't have all the answers, but whenever I'm feeling scared or unsure, I look to the universe for guidance. I meditate on being human and how lucky we all are to have this consciousness. I look up at the sky and remember that the universe works in the craziest ways that no one can explain. We are literally made up of particles that pop in and out of existence at such a fast speed. How crazy is that? We are made up of the same elements as stars, too. It might seem random, all the things I'm saying, but if you can sit back and realize all the things it took for humans to even exist in the first place, it can be incredibly humbling. I always put my trust in the universe because I know that it works in the craziest ways we can't even begin to fathom. When I realize this, it helps calm my mind knowing that possibilities are always endless. And remember that miracles do exist. For whatever it might be worth, I have complete faith in you, and I'm saying this to all of you guys, the outcome of the situations isn't always something we can control, but you can still open your mind because truly anything is possible. If this beautiful galaxy was created from a black hole exploding and we somehow came out of this, then there's no doubt in my mind that this is something you can get through. The more you heal your mind, the more it will heal your body and everything else. So, I know that was kind of long, but I just wanted to read that because I thought it was kind of relevant to some of the things we were talking about, and it was like, you know, I know I quoted myself just now, but
no, I think that's perfect, and it's true. Like, you don't know the outcome, so you may as well think of the best case.
Exactly.
Because when you're anxious, you think of the worst case, and your body doesn't know the difference between you going through that. Like, if you're anxious, like, your body thinks that you're currently going through that.
Yes, if you are experiencing anxiety, like you said, your body doesn't know the difference, meaning your body and the chemicals that your brain releases are responding the same as though that situation is really happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, turn it around and be like, okay, what is the best possible outcome? And then your body is going to respond as though that's real. Poof, anxiety gone.
But no, it's you gotta just always think of the best case scenario because it's just as likely of it happening,
if not more likely.
Yeah, and obviously there's different things, you know. Sometimes you have to be prepared for worst case scenario, and that's fine. Like, it's okay to do that. Truly, it's all right. But there's no reason to, you know, people say I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Like, you know, there's no reason to just focus on negativity because the negative thing that you're thinking of that might happen might never happen. And so that's okay. Yeah, I mean, how are you guys doing? How is everybody in here doing? Do you guys find yourself doing good? Do you guys find yourself struggling? You know, I kind of want to hear from some of you guys. You don't have to go into specifics of or anything. I'm just curious as to, like, where you guys are at. Like, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to be anxious. We're all good. No matter, listen, you could be extremely, you could be the happiest person in the world. You're still going to have sad days. You're still going to feel anxious and frustrated. And, like, these are normal human emotions. And so to feel that stuff is okay. Like, dude, Brady. Dude. You didn't need to do that. You need to watch this video and stream Nightbird on America's Got Talent. It's about a 7-minute video, but it's all about mental health and cancer and how to be stronger than the bad things that are happening to. Love if you guys would play it. We'll do that for tomorrow. This is our laptop. We don't have anything set up to be able to, like, watch it.
Thank you.
Like, I literally couldn't even show it on screen and, like, have you hear it. I don't have anything set up. We're still working on getting, like, the new computer set up and stuff. But thank you. We will definitely do that tomorrow. Wow. Dude, you didn't need to do that. You know, we come on here and we wanted to talk about this stuff. I was feeling really out of it today. You know, it's like funny how the world works. I said to Kayla out of nowhere earlier today, I said, why don't we just go on and stream and talk about mental health? I feel like people could use it. Wasn't anxious, wasn't tired. Fast forward 3 hours into the day. I'm exhausted. And I'm going through extreme anxiety. And, like, I was like, dude, I'm so glad we decided to do a mental health stream, because there's no fucking way I could have played music. But do I want to go through that shit? No, of course not. But it's funny, like, how shit just works. Like, why did I decide to do this stream? Why did I decide, hey, let's do this stream? I don't know. It's like life was happening, what is it, for me, right? Life was happening for me. Even though it was negative, I was able to use this hopefully to help some of you guys. Mm-hmm. I want to go through some stuff. Steph says, do you ever reflect of difficulties you struggled with, you overcame, and have benefited from the hard work?
Like every day.
Yeah.
I reflect, we both do, like, on things that we have overcome separately in our lives and together, things that we've gone through together. Yeah, all the time. All the time. It's healthy to do that, because if you look back on things you've been through and see how far you've come, then that's a positive thing. And when you talk about it or think about it, like, you realize what you've learned and what you can do to move forward in things that you'll face in the future or that you might be facing right now. If you reflect on experiences you've already had, then there's always something to learn and take away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Peter says, I struggle in some ways, but generally speaking, I'm surviving. Well, listen, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to ask for help. Mm-hmm. And generally speaking, I'm surviving. That's a fucking win.
Yeah,
that's a win. Natural says, I was feeling like I was hitting the bottom after turning 30 last year. Still lost, and meeting you had a great impact on it for the better. Broke down to a friend this week for the first time. Well, we're glad that we're able to make an impact, but we are just giving you recommendations from what we've experienced. You are making the impact on yourself.
Exactly.
The fact that you were able to, listen, even if you broke down to a friend this week, this is exactly where perspective comes in. You could say, I broke down to a friend this week for the first time, or you could say, I opened up.
There you go.
Okay, in your mind, right? I don't know how you meant it, but in people's minds, you might look at broke down like it's the same thing. But one is positive way of speaking about something, and one's a negative way of speaking about something. And your mind, the way that you speak, the words that you type or say, your vocabulary is very important.
We've learned that with communicating to each other. Yep. We've learned that going to therapy together.
Yes. And so you got to learn how to communicate to yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm doing good now. We lost our girl 6 years ago. I'm very sorry to hear that. Was gonna be the happiest day. I'd be father just a week earlier. To the hospital in an ambulance.
You're mumbling.
Sorry. Went to the hospital after the water broke. Was gonna be the happiest day of my life to be a father. The water broke just a week early, and we were rushed to a hospital in an ambulance. When we came there, the nurse said they could find a heartbeat of the child in the belly. After half a year, we got the reason for why the child died. The placenta was overdue and stopped producing oxygen to the baby. Well, I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. I can't give advice on what to do in that situation. I haven't been put into that situation.
Nor do we have a child yet.
Yes, but the only thing I could say is, I'm sure it's difficult and hard and easy to think back on what has happened, but life puts us in many different challenges. Some people face more difficult challenges. Some people face less difficult challenges, but still they're all difficult in everybody's own way. Mm-hmm. The hardest thing in your life is the hardest thing in your life.
Right.
The hardest thing in my life is the hardest thing in my life. The same thing for everybody. So Yeah, I mean, I'm really sorry to hear that, but, you know, just the best thing I could say is just try and remain, um, try and remain positive. Um, when you experience life like that, you stop being optimistic to avoid getting hurt more. Well,
That
hope.
makes sense. That's a response, like an
Yes.
actual like psychological response, like you just said, to avoid getting hurt more. But really, in my opinion, that's already hurting yourself more. In my opinion, because when you stop having hope or things to look forward to, you are already discouraging yourself and
From
making it
getting,
harder
yeah.
for yourself.
Like, I remember when I was going through what was, for me, the toughest time, um, you know, first being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, thinking that it was going to last forever, you know.
Yeah, you would cry every day and every night and say that to me.
Yeah. And
that it wasn't ever going to end.
you're attracting that reality. Like we all, your brain, the things you think are actual, like, pulses in your brain, and it's actual matter, like it's waves, like energy. So that can attract good things, and that can also attract bad things. And I'm really sorry to hear that. I don't really know what else to say, but optimism is important. You got to have, listen, in life, guys, it's important to yes, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to be caught off guard if the worst does happen, but you also don't want to just prepare for the worst and hope, and not hope for the worst, but think of the worst is going to happen.
Right.
You
start closing doors to happiness. I agree with that, Brady. And obviously we can sit here and talk about these things all we want, and you might not feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that I can think of to say is every experience is an opportunity to learn and to grow from. And while I can't relate to that specific situation that you unfortunately had to go through, what I can say is that you have a purpose for your story, and you don't know the other lives that you can help if you do remain optimistic, or if you do open up about this very personal situation. Sometimes you don't realize, and I said this in I think one of the last streams we did, but you don't realize the purpose for certain struggles that you face until you overcome it, and sometimes that can take years.
Yeah. Decades, maybe,
Yeah, and that's okay. But know that there is always room to move forward.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic for life, but not for every outcome of life, if that makes sense. Yeah, I can see what you mean. And I think that a lot of people feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
I know I did. But again, kind of like what Brady said, if you're closing off your mind, you're closing off possibilities for growth and for positivity. And nobody wants that.
Mm-hmm. Steph says, for those watching the stream and not struggling with mental health, thank you for sticking with us and your willingness to get a better understanding and help accepting what others go through. That's important. That's important for sure. Kayla, you're a fantastic artist and an amazingly empathetic person. It shows.
Aw.
Chat, see how that affected her. Think I was happy she acknowledged it. You're right. Send messages to your friends.
Thank you, Peter. Oh, see, Peter's right. It's happening right now.
You guys are all gonna get through whatever you're going through.
I want to acknowledge
struggles.
that I enjoy life, but I'm afraid of the hurt that might come, but I guess that's life. That's life if you make it that way. And I know that might be a hard thing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But from my experience through my life so far, it makes sense to be afraid of being hurt.
Yeah.
That's a common thing, and it makes sense. And in a sense, you saying you guess that's life, in a sense you're not wrong. Bad things do happen, and that's inevitable. We can't control everything.
But it's because of those things that make when you're happy and the good parts of life worth it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Exactly.
dudes and dudettes, how boring would life be if we were all just never experienced any adversity? And I'm not by any means saying that I want anybody to experience
Right.
extreme adversity. But you can only appreciate if we were immortal and we lived until 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, it would make you would have no sense of urgency. You'd be like, oh, I can get that done when, in 1,000 years from now. It's because of all the circumstances of life that allows you to enjoy the really good parts. And it makes it that much better because you don't have it. You have something to compare it to, which is the negative. If you didn't have it to compare it to, then you wouldn't realize how special it is when you're happy, how special it is when you're in a good place. And so, sometimes we go through negative stuff, but there's a purpose, and you might not know what it is.
And it's okay if you don't know what it is right now, but believe that you will know at some point, and it will make sense at some point.
I'm trying to tell chat that uplifting others and enjoying it uplifts you. This is true.
It does. It really does.
Having that attitude.
Yeah, I love that. When you are nice to somebody, and not only nice, but what Peter said, if you compliment somebody, call a friend, ask them how they're doing, call a family member, it could be anything. If you are putting out positive energy, it will make you feel good too.
Mm-hmm.
It just will. And you're attracting that to yourself.
Yeah, adversity brings strength.
Yeah.
That is true.
That is true, Brady. I love that.
Adversity in lifting weights. When you're lifting a heavy weight, it builds muscle. If you're lifting a very small weight, The average person only lives 25,000 to 27,000, I'm assuming, days.
Yeah, I'm assuming days.
So try not to waste a day. This is true. You got to take advantage of the time that you have. Thank you so much. You both look great. You guys are awesome.
Thank you for the compliment.
Thank
we
you.
hope that made you feel good too. And I'm sure, even though we have no clue what you look like, you look great too.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. You look great.
Fuck it, you look great.
We're all people. We're not made to be perfect.
No.
Also, perfection literally doesn't exist because perfection
Is
not,
subjective.
Yeah, it's
It's your
different
opinion.
to everybody. Literally, everybody has a different opinion on what perfection is. So does it really exist?
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't. Isn't that just obvious? Perfection is not a thing.
We're all art. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a science.
Right.
It's not math. 2 + 2 always equals 4. Nobody tell me I'm wrong. And if you think 2 + 2 = 5, you're wrong. That's perfect math is 2 + 2 = 4.
Tim, if you're watching this stream, you're perfect to me.
But
such a hype man.
we ever close your eyes and try to feel what emotion is radiating from your heart with every beat, or is that a weird thing that I do? No, not at all.
Not at all. That's meditation.
That's meditation. That's
feeling grateful.
Focusing your mind.
Yep.
And paying attention to the thoughts and the feelings that arise.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. Thank you, Ryan. Don't have much time this evening. Thought I'd pop in and say hi. So glad to see second episode of Mental Health Awareness. I've caught myself entering another depression in the last couple weeks. Usually I turn to the abyss of music. Tonight I'll be listening to this.
Oh my god. Thank you so much for the donation.
First of all, Ryan, I can relate. Okay?
Yeah. Me too.
Have been going through anxiety lately with existential like dread, like, you know, you guys know what I'm saying. I'm trying
don't put thoughts in their heads.
Yeah, I'm also trying not to get banned on YouTube and shit, but it started with me when we went on vacation and we went on the plane, and my thoughts in my head, my intrusive thoughts start turning to, okay, what happens when the plane, you know,
blah 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 blah.
But and then there was an earthquake in New Jersey, and so my thoughts, you know, aftershock, blah 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 blah. I get it. I understand. It's easy to get caught like in the cycle, and like you gotta the thing you gotta do is like you gotta realize where you are. Realizing, listen, you have made a great step. You have taken a great step, which is recognizing, and recognizing. I've caught myself. That is the number one thing. If you can't fix a problem if you don't realize you have a problem. And I'm not saying you have a problem, but that's like the saying. You've caught yourself entering another depressive. So
fucking stop it then.
Stop
it. Cut it out.
But here's the thing. I'm sure you know the things that make you happy. Could be video games. You said music. Could be taking a walk. Could do those things. You know you're going on a downward into a depression. So you know that, and take the time. Next time you feel depressed, go on a walk or whatever. Insert, the things you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Don't get caught. If you don't know that if you aren't aware, you do get caught into that. But you've caught yourself, so don't let it happen. And I know it's easier said than done, but when I say don't let it happen, I mean do the things that make you happy.
It's only going to be hard if you tell yourself that it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Tell yourself, like Austin just said, I've caught myself entering another depression in the last couple weeks. You've caught yourself. You, like Austin said, you recognize it.
That's a win.
So now you can change it.
That is a win. Yes. You have to. That's
the most important thing. If you're not aware of it, then it's just gonna happen, and that's just gonna.
If you're just gonna be like, nah, I made no progress, then you're just gonna continue to get caught up.
Right.
Recognize that you recognize and caught yourself, and say, you know what? I'm proud of myself. This is a win, because I'm not saying that this has happened to you, but I'm sure chances are you've gone through a depression where you didn't catch yourself.
Yeah.
Now, you caught yourself. You're learning. Now, and then guess what? Next time if it happens, you're going to catch yourself quicker.
Yeah.
Instead of it in the last couple weeks, it's going to be the last week. And then the next time it's going to be, I caught myself the last day.
Right. And also, I want to say, too, on that, is that it's also, like, it's okay to feel depressed sometimes. It's okay to have those moments. It's but just allow it to be a moment that you don't focus on and put so much energy into, because then that's when it becomes a depression.
Mm-hmm.
But if you catch yourself, like you said you did, that is the most important thing, because now you're aware of it and now you can make the decisions to change it.
Yeah.
And focus on the outcome being the best case scenario, and that's what you're going to live.
Yeah. You attract what you think, you know?
Yeah.
If you... And when I say this, and why you've used this example, I want you, everybody in the room, in your room, to look around the room and find all the things that are red or reddish, right? You look around. Okay, red there. Seriously, do this. Look around your room and find all the things that are red or reddish. You know, it could be brown, whatever.
I have to just go back.
Yeah. Now tell me all of the things that were green without looking. You can't. You have a hard time, probably. Chances are. Because you placed your focus on the things that are red, you skipped over the things that are green. You didn't keep track. So just because you focus on positive things doesn't mean that negative things don't exist. That's, like, crucial. It just means that you're focusing on the positive things. If you focus on the negative things, you're not going to be paying attention to the positive things. If you focus on the positive things, you're going to be focusing on that, and you're not going to be... I'm not saying that you're just, like, creating, like, a alternate dimension. I'm saying, like, you're focusing on the positive things. You know, so it doesn't mean that you're ignoring... Wow, right under the monitor is a green sheet and I didn't notice it. Just because you focus on positivity doesn't mean you're saying that there's nothing negative. It just means you're choosing to focus on the positive things, and you'll notice more positive things. It's like when you get a car, what do you notice? You notice more of that car on the road. Why? Is it because there's all of a sudden more cars on the road that are your car? No, it's because you just got a car and now you're focusing on it. So, you doing good?
Yeah, I'm good, you guys. I feel really good talking to all of you, and I feel very appreciative that you're here to listen, and that you are also interacting with us. Like, and even if, like I said earlier, even if you're not interacting in the chat, but you're just here listening, like, thank you. We hope that you are benefiting from this in some sort of way. You know, we're just people, random ass people on the internet who enjoy playing music and talking about life.
I see you, Peter. I'm acknowledging you. Can I answer that?
It's good, right? When you put the lime and the lemon in it.
Put the lime in the coconut, mix it all up.
Go ahead, have the first sip.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Oh, I also wanted to say, like, this is kind of random. Austin, earlier today, stumbled in, aw, we love you guys. Sorry, I saw that comment. Can I say I stopped at Austin, seems like you're in a lot better mood since the start of the stream.
I feel better. See?
You do seem a lot better.
I'm talking about it, and I'm
helps.
a prime example, guys. If
It
you
helps.
look at the beginning of the stream to now, you could probably notice a difference, and I feel different.
Said in the beginning of the stream you were on the verge of tears.
Yeah, and now I feel like way better. So I'm a prime example. You can literally see it. You can go back in the stream and rewind it and scroll to now and see
you
that.
look like you have a lot more energy. For real, he looks sad AF. Oh my god, Peter. So I wanted to say, Austin stumbled upon something on social media earlier, like maybe an hour-ish before we streamed, and it put him in a negative mood because it was something that was negative. And I just want to say, social media can be, you can hack it. If you're seeing things that are triggering a negative response for you, start, it's an algorithm.
Put that shit away.
If you're spending time, because that's all this is. All of these platforms are an algorithm.
It's going to show you what you look at.
It's going to keep showing you things that you are putting time into watching. So start changing that. Start actively researching positive affirmations.
And searching positive videos, like on YouTube or Instagram or whatever.
Things that... It doesn't even need to necessarily be positive affirmations, necessarily. But what are the things that bring you happiness? Maybe it's, like Austin said, maybe it's video games. Search up video game reviews.
I get caught up in this, and I will say this, I don't know if anybody else struggles with this, but guys, remember that the news, social media, what helps drive somebody to watch something? It's things that are negative, things that are sad, things that are, things that are negative, sad, that fear, that kind of stuff is like, it helps capture your attention more than positive stuff. But people on social media, the news, whatever, like, they know that shit, and so people will use that to their advantage.
Yep.
If social media, if you find yourself spending too much time watching the news and getting too much anxiety, turn the news off. If you find yourself on YouTube and getting too much anxiety, stop going on YouTube or look at different shit. Like, you can... I catch myself getting mad anytime I watch the news.
Right. It provokes anxiety and fear more than anything else. So, and it's not that you necessarily, we're not saying, oh, don't watch it, or like keep up to date with certain things. Sometimes that's important. However, it's also important to understand your limits and what triggers a certain response, a negative response in you, and to avoid that.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to do that. It's okay to avoid things that are... Okay, let me... If there's something that's poisonous to you, it's okay to avoid it.
Yeah.
Because you want to feel better and be healthier. Like, it's all right. Like, it's not negative. It's not a bad thing to avoid the thing that makes you feel like shit. Like, that's... It's actually... A lot of the times it's stupid to continue to follow the thing that makes you feel like shit. You're doing it to yourself. Like, ultimately, you're deciding to continue to do or watch or listen to the thing that makes you feel like shit. I'm not saying every single time. I'm not saying that you have to stop everything that makes you feel like shit. Like, sometimes you can't get out of it. Sometimes it's work. Sometimes it's, current events, whatever. But, like, there's a lot of times where you're feeling like shit because you're deciding to do something. You figure out what that is that triggers you into feeling a specific way that's negative, and
stop
cut
fucking
it out.
doing it. Stop doing it, guys. Stop it.
And sometimes it's hard to do that.
I'm putting my foot down again, like Steph said earlier. Stop it. Cut it out. But seriously, also remember that, again, like I said, this is all an algorithm. It's going to keep showing you the things that you continue to put time into watching, or clicking on.
Yes.
So remember that you can go into those settings and block certain channels.
Yeah, say that don't recommend this.
Don't recommend this to me. And like change your preferences on, you know, whatever social media you use. Don't follow certain accounts. Block certain accounts if you need to. Like, that's okay. You don't need to put your attention, your focus, your energy into things that don't serve you in a positive way. And like, it's okay to do that. So if you need to go through, like, whenever you see something on your feed that triggers a negative response in you, click on the settings for that video or whatever it might be and say, stop showing this to me, or block this content.
That's okay.
And
to
then
do that.
and actively search things that you enjoy. You know, it could be something so simple like I don't know, like, what's relaxing to you guys? Give me some examples. What are things that make you happy? What are certain things in life that make you feel good? Fucking knitting, watching Disney movies.
That was so random.
Drawing, like,
Knitting.
I don't know. Like, it could literally be the most random thing ever. It doesn't matter.
Puppies and kittens.
Puppies and kittens, there you fucking go. Nobody can be sad when you're looking at
Joey the Boss Cat.
When you're looking at dogs and cats, like,
Unless you don't like dogs and cats, and you're afraid that
don't search that.
that you're gonna get bitten by a dog, then don't look up dog biting videos. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm you get caught up in that loop, and I'm susceptible to that. Especially for me, because I have bipolar disorder, so the little things can just adjust my mood so quickly.
Yeah.
But like for me, I get caught up in, you know, imagining worst case scenarios from things that I see, and then thinking about it as if it's already happening. But it's okay to not, you know, listen to what you know. It's okay to put away the things that don't make you feel good. That's okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's important.
Yes.
And I wanted to bring that up because there's so much crap on the internet that just doesn't serve you.
And again, just because you're deciding to not watch it doesn't mean you're saying that it's not real. You're just focusing your attention on positive things. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because there's people out there that'll tell you, well, you're not living in reality, and you're living in a fantasy land, in a bubble. But it's not the case. Like, you're just deciding to focus your attention. Again, look around your room, find everything that's red. You're not focusing on anything that's yellow. You're focusing on the things that are red. Doesn't mean that the yellow things in your room don't exist. Just means that you're focusing on the things that are red.
Exactly. Love that.
You two are what I hold out for to make me feel better. I genuinely look forward to and and count down the days to the next stream. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steph.
That's
we appreciate
really nice.
that.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, I was confused, but then
Found
I put 2 and 2 together.
And it made 4.
It made 4.
Not 5.
That's true. As soon as you're mentally strong, but
true.
also too, know that.
Going back though, again, know your limits and create boundaries. Boundaries are very important. In every sense of life.
Know what makes you, you know, I'll use it as, you know, I don't think necessarily that every single time. There's certain things that you just, it's okay if there's certain things that you just can't watch, you can't do.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like, Kayla has epilepsy and she can't go on roller coasters because they make her have seizures.
Fuck that.
That's okay. She can't go on roller coasters.
Am I really missing out? No. It's fine.
There's people who have celiac disease and can't eat bread. Are they missing out? Fuck yeah. They're missing out. Bread is so good, dude.
But it doesn't mean that you can't live your life.
But ultimately, if they have bread, they're gonna fucking suffer. And if they don't have bread, they're gonna feel good. So you gotta do what's the best for you, and that sometimes that means giving something up for the rest of your life. Sometimes it means giving something up for the next year. Sometimes it means just giving it up for the next week.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. You have to make the decisions that are the best for you. And that is different for literally every single person on the planet.
Yes.
And
every person.
It's fine. Don't worry so much about shit. Just be in the present moment. Which brings me to something that I wanted to say is rapid appreciation is it's a really great tool to just help you feel better in the moment. If you're feeling down or feeling in a weird mood, or maybe you are feeling sad or a little depressed, or I know there are so many times where I've just felt off and I don't know how else to put it other than to say I just feel off. Something is weird. I don't like how I feel right now. Rapid appreciation is so helpful. Look at all the things around you in your physical space. It's the easiest one to start with. You can also just think about things, but physical things that you like or that you appreciate. Austin, I appreciate and love you.
Thank you. Appreciate and love myself as
I really love this desk.
I mean you.
This is a nice desk. I got flowers today at Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
And I put them in here. And look at how pretty.
Trader Joe's.
That makes me happy. I'm grateful to have these flowers. You know what I mean? Just look around the room. What are things that make you happy? What are things that you appreciate? Guys, actually answer that question. I want to know, what's something that is in your physical space right now that makes you happy, or something that you're grateful for? What makes you feel good? What is something in the room that you appreciate? Tell me. I want to know. Legitimately answer me, guys.
She's gonna feel upset if you don't.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
No, I bought them. I gave myself the damn flowers, just like Miley Cyrus does.
My dogs. My computer.
There you go.
Good shit, laddie.
Good shit, laddie.
And for those of you that are watching and lurking and not typing, that's cool. Just think about it to yourself.
Yeah, say it to yourself. Think about it.
I'm assuming if you're lurking, it's because you're enjoying this. So, and you know, think about it. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Lurkers are welcome to lurk. Lurkers, as long as you participate in your mind.
In your mind's eye. Writing things down is really helpful too.
Dude.
Make a list of all the things that...
Brady. Thank you so much.
Oh, Brady.
Jesus, dude. I appreciate and love you guys. And so I'm glad you got flowers today, Kayla. Honestly, I'm still in my hotel room, so you guys are the only thing I appreciate. Well, hey, that's...
No, that's not true. Do you appreciate having a bed to sleep or sit on?
Yeah, bro, you could be sleeping on the ground, bro.
You could be on the ground.
Do you appreciate having walls around you and having a window?
From the window to the wall?
To the sweat drip down.
Don't finish that. Natural said, my kittens, my skateboard? The guitar that is not in the closet anymore. See, those are all really great things. How about your internet access? Also very true.
Xbox TV, parents, dogs, health, and chicken breast I'm about to cook up.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, it might seem stupid or small, like, okay, like
It's
Tim
the
said, your internet
smallest thing,
access,
though.
but
It's the
it's
smallest
the idea
things.
is like you're focusing. If you, again, focus, like, again, when I said look at all the things that are red, look versus look at all the things that are green. Look at green is good, red is bad. If you look at the things that are green, and you
good,
look
red,
at
bad. Green,
you look
good,
at
good.
you look at the little things that are green, you're going to start to notice all the green things a little bit more. So focus
Yeah.
more on even the smaller things. Even if you say it's stupid, just say, okay,
It's not stupid.
I'm
Don't
happy.
judge yourself. That's you judging yourself.
I survive off my dog's tail wiggles.
There you go. I love to hear that. Animals are such a huge help. Even if you're, I mean, I know not everybody has pets or wants to have pets. There's a lot of people out there who aren't animal lovers. But if you do have pets, if you do have animals in your life, it can make such a big difference in your mood and how you feel.
True that. I appreciate my phone and PS4 I got to watch you on.
There you go. See, that's
Damn.
great. See, guys, and I want to know, like, did talking about those things and thinking about those things around you that you're grateful for, did that make you feel good? Comment. I want to know. Did it make you feel good?
She wants to know.
Sometimes y'all need the tough love. That's what I'm saying. Like, hard to feel sad when you snuggle a kitty. That's true. I agree with that.
People are different, though. Sometimes they want to talk about their mental state. Sometimes they don't want to talk about it. And that's fine.
That's totally fine. You don't always need to talk
You don't always need to talk about it, but it's the balance. If you go
Exactly.
your entire time never talking about it, it's going to be way harder. We are people. Why do you think everybody's a lot of mental health problems came from the pandemic? Because we're meant to be social human beings. Human beings are meant to be social. We're
all
not
need
meant
each
to
other.
live in seclusion.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with like mental health. Like you need help. Everybody needs help. And it's okay.
Yeah, dude. I missed my therapy today, so I'm going to count this. There you go, dude.
I appreciate the food in my fridge, and I appreciate the tools you guys have given me. They might not directly be in this room, but I'm in this room, so they are too. There you go.
Yeah,
there you
again,
go.
like, this stuff that you're grateful for, that you appreciate, like, can be the smallest to the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the stuff that you have in your mind or the physical things around you. It could be literally anything.
Anything.
Those are all positives.
Oh,
Burp
excuse
counter.
me.
But yeah, like, do the things that make you happy and stop being judgmental towards yourself if that's something that you struggle with, which I know it was something that I struggled with and still struggle with at times. But like, shut the fuck up, stop being that way.
Most people struggle sharing mental health struggle due to fear that they
Maybe won't understand.
won't understand and look at you or treat you differently because of it.
Steph, I totally get that. I can definitely understand where you're coming from with that, for sure. However, that I feel like that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier about like the people who truly love you and care for you, like they will not treat you differently. And if they do, then it's okay for you to vocalize that and say, listen, I noticed that things have been a little weird after telling you, you know, whatever it is you said. And I want to know, like, why or what your thoughts are. And, like, how can we work through this together so that we can have a healthy relationship? You
It's
know,
like people who, who unsubscribe or stop watching our streams when we talk about this stuff. Good. like, you don't have to.
It's weeding out
the people who really aren't supporting you anyway.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I don't want somebody in the stream, if they're gonna like be like, get back to the music,
like,
or like fucking, you know, whatever it is, like, don't appreciate this, or, you know, if they're true friends or family that doesn't understand, they will never judge. If they're true friends or family that doesn't understand, they'll never judge you and should only be accepting. Exactly. There you go. Brady, you're a perfect example. Brady has just told his family that he has bipolar disorder.
There was a message that he put earlier that I totally think I forgot to read the whole thing and acknowledge because we were in the middle of a certain thought or something.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see that Brady said by opening up and talking to his family about it, that he found out his sister also has it, and they never would have known that about each other.
You never would have known that.
That's fucking crazy and amazing. It's, you know, it's not amazing that you guys struggle with something, but you guys struggle with the same thing. Yeah. And now that can bring your relationship even closer. Like, you just never know. I feel like there's nothing that you can't overcome, and I feel like nothing bad can come from just talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really believe that.
I agree too. 2 hours went like 20 minutes. Time flies when having a good time. Much appreciated. Well, we're glad you enjoyed it.
I didn't even realize it was
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Damn.
We can struggle together now, and we're born on the same day, 4 years apart.
Whoa, that's so weird.
Yeah, well,
that's pretty cool.
Now
like
think about
twins,
this, Brady. Think about this, Brady. Now, how easier is it to climb up a mountain with somebody who has climbed up a mountain before?
Yeah, that's a good point. Or is currently climbing up that mountain, and you guys are on the same level, you just didn't realize. Or maybe you're higher than that other person, and you know how to help them, bring them up to your level, and then you're climbing together. Or the other way around, maybe they're at a higher level, and they're like, oh, wait, here, let me help you get here, and now you guys can climb together. Yes.
You learn more
with
other people.
Yep, absolutely.
I think I might be above her.
Well, hey, if you are, now you have
the tools to help her.
You have tools to help her. And then you guys learn side by side. Mm-hmm. I was actually talking about that with you earlier today. I was talking about how you and I have been through so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like we are constantly learning from each other, and that's why our relationship works so well. Because we're very open to one another, and I feel like I have learned, this is what I said, I feel like I have learned so much from your struggles. Like, your struggles have taught me a lot. And
I feel the same way
not
with you.
only my own, but yours has taught me a lot in just life in general. And I feel like that's why our relationship is so strong and continues to be so strong, because we learn from each other and we love each other. And I feel like that can be the same for you guys too, with other people around you in your life. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be a significant other. It can be a friend, a sister, a brother, a parent. Like, it could be anybody in your life. Like, when you go through things together, or when you learn from other people's experiences, it can help you in so many ways, and vice versa. Like, you don't realize how many people you could help by sharing things that you've learned. You know, life to me is just all about spreading positive energy to one another, and the only way to really do that is by talking. You know?
I've been in the literal trenches. Y'all are good, fam.
Aw.
Most relationships are women for accepting you as an ignorant dude that forgets a lot of stuff. I do forget a lot of stuff, but
Yes,
it's okay.
But I would never say that you're ignorant.
Thanks, baby.
That sounds very negative.
Currently saving everything I can for a commissioned art piece in the future. I have an idea what I want needs to be a reality. No clue how long this will take to save up, but it will happen. Steph, that is so nice of you.
That is very nice.
If you guys haven't checked out Kayla's art channel, Steph, leave a link.
It's basically this, but while drawing.
Yeah. If you guys want a commissioned art piece from Kayla, she does incredible work.
Aw.
Super photorealistic portraits. And
Thank you.
yeah, she does commissioned artwork, so reach out. Join the Discord if you haven't. Ignorant means handsome, right? Art but good. What?
I don't know.
Art but good.
Art but good. Good art but good. Burp counter.
Talking has done nothing but been magical tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you, Brady.
Thank you.
You guys, listen, you guys are a part of this conversation as well. Like, you know.
Totally.
You guys are a part of the conversation. You guys are.
Yeah.
What would this be like if we were just sitting here and no one was chatting?
Or watching.
Or watching. We'd just be talking to ourselves.
Which is still fine, but like also, it's great to have real interactions with others, and we appreciate you guys for sharing your thoughts and your input and your experiences. Because again, it's all about just like helping others and being kind and loving towards one another. And that might sound really hippie, but fuck it, it's true.
I was saying it's her channel. It's art but good channel. Jeez.
Thanks, Steph, for linking it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Damn, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Oh, thank you, Navy Vet. Hope you're having a great day and weekend as well.
Yes, thank you.
What I'm saving for is Kayla, Austin, and Joey family portrait in one pic.
Bruh. That's a lot. I hate drawing myself. That's something that I actually was thinking about a couple weeks ago. So it's kind of funny you bring that up. I was thinking about how much I hate drawing myself because so my dad asked me if I could draw a picture of myself and my sister, and so when I started it, I was drawing myself, and I really hated it a lot, because it's like I don't love how I look. I'm self-conscious about a million things, and it's difficult to analyze yourself. Like it's difficult enough to analyze yourself in real life and nitpick at the things you don't like about yourself or whatever. And then it's a whole other level when you're focusing on it to replicate it. And so I was having a really tough time with it. And I was thinking about that a couple weeks ago, about how I was struggling so much. And when I thought about it, like, it is coming from a place of judgment and, it's coming from a place of it's not coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of judging myself and not liking certain things and wishing that I was different and this and that and this and that. And it was all just very negative, right? But when I think about when I'm drawing other people, I appreciate it. Like, it's the literal opposite feeling that I get. When I'm drawing other people, I look at all the little details and I'm analyzing all the little details about somebody, and I think, wow, like, that's really cool. That's very unique about that person. I appreciate that person even more because I'm looking at how the shadows fall on their face, or the way that the direction their hair is moving, their eyes, like all the features, like, and I'm appreciating other people, like, but I am doing the exact opposite when I'm drawing myself. Why is that? So when I was thinking about it a couple weeks ago, I was like, I need to, if I ever end up drawing myself, which I know I'm going to, because I really want to make that portrait for my dad. So I know that I will work on it in the future at some point. And when I do that again, I want to focus on drawing myself the way that I would draw any other person, and be like, wow, look at how the shadows fall on my face in this direction, just like things like that. Like, appreciate the process and don't be so judgmental. Look for the beauty in all the things around you, including you.
Yeah.
I know that was kind of long, but
I agree with what you're saying. It's somebody said we're our own worst critics, and that is so true.
Absolutely.
You know all of the things that you struggle with. Other people don't view you that way. Let's say you earlier in the day, you fell in front of a bunch of people and you got upset because you felt embarrassed.
I've literally gone through that.
And then you go later to a party. You're carrying that embarrassment with you. Nobody else at the party knows that happened earlier in the day, but you know that happened. And so, let's say something happens that's a slight embarrassment at the party. That's going to feel even more so, like it's building on top of each other from the earlier thing. But nobody saw you trip and fall in front of others earlier in the day.
And even if they did, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. Like, put yourself in that other perspective. Like, if you witnessed somebody else fall, and like would you carry that with you throughout the entire day and mock that person and laugh at it? No, you wouldn't even think twice about it. You'd be like, oh shit, I hope that person's okay. Like, and then you would move on with the rest of your day, never think about it again in your whole life, probably.
People are too busy and caught up with their own day.
Yeah.
And their own life.
Which is fine.
Yeah. It's actually better sometimes. A lot of time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. But, yeah. Dude, Brady. You didn't have to do that, man. Austin, you're a lucky dude because you got a beautiful, understanding woman like Kayla. She is literally a diamond in the rough. You guys are the perfect definition of a human because of imperfections and self-reflections. That is what makes you guys great. Dude, that is so nice of you.
I'm like about to cry right now, dude. Oh my god, stop. That just like made me like get really emotional.
That is so kind of you.
Hey, remember that. Remember how lucky you are.
I know how lucky I am.
I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Seriously.
That's very sweet.
That's you know, we didn't come on here to make money. We came in here because we wanted to hopefully help some people, and the fact that you guys have donated and help us is just incredible.
You guys, the conversations and the connection
Mm-hmm.
with you guys means so much more than any amount of money.
Yes.
But we are very appreciative.
We're appreciative
that you are supporting us financially. That is very sweet and not at all necessary. But we are grateful that you guys are supporting us. Like,
yeah.
That's incredible.
It's amazing. Every single time I never expect anything from anyone. I never expect anybody to donate $1.
Yeah.
You know, and I always go into every single stream expecting nothing, and expecting the last week stream to be the last time that we make any money on stream. And that goes back to preparing for the worst. And sometimes my head gets caught up a little bit in that, like too much.
It did earlier.
Thinking of that negative side of things. You know, we work so hard to get to this point where we can make streaming like our full-time job,
Right.
and we just never want to go back to it not being our full-time job.
Because we just love it so much. It's our passion. We
Yeah.
love connecting with people. We love connecting with you guys, having conversations, playing music,
Mm-hmm.
learning music that you guys love, that you want to hear us do. Like, that's so cool that you guys even care about that. Like, that's awesome. We love doing this. It is our true passion, you guys. And you're making it possible that we are doing this at all.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel real.
It
at
doesn't.
times.
It feels like
A lot
this
of times.
literally feels like a dream because we have been dreaming about this for so long. So crazy.
Yeah. And Navy vet and Peter, again, thank you for your service, both of you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for that. Like, that's incredible.
Mhm.
I can't even imagine, like, the strength and, like, perseverance and, like, I just can't imagine being in the positions that both of you have been in. And, like, it's, like, it makes me feel like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, the service that you have provided is truly something that I can't relate to, but appreciate so much. Like, that it's just incredible. And yeah, we appreciate what you both have done.
Yes. Brady says, I heard Bare Naked Ladies, Lovers in a Dangerous Time on the radio today. And all I could think is I just want to hear your version because it's better. Well, dude, thank
What?
you.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Steph says, do you in any way miss gigs even slightly, or are you 100% never looking back? Yeah, I'm never looking back.
Here's the thing. For me, I'm not looking back in the sense of, like, oh, I want to do gigs again. It's more so like, I want to perform for people who want to actually see us. Like, not having to take gigs. I don't miss that. I don't miss getting paid very minimal for a lot of time and energy. I don't miss that aspect at all.
Mm-hmm.
If I perform in the future in front of people, I want it to be because it's an event that people are coming to. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if we were to do a tour or something,
Yeah.
that'd be fucking sick. Like, eventually, we are gonna work our way up to that point, you guys. Like, it will happen at some point. I know it. I see that in my life happening. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I do see it, I envision it, I think about it.
But this is our thing.
Yes.
We want this to be our career for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, as far as I can see.
We love it, and
we love it. We don't.
It's just amazing, like to be able to do this, and
yeah,
it's just incredible. So you guys have made it possible for us to be able to do this, and that's just incredible.
Wild, genuinely wild.
I'll be there even if I have to take a plane for the first time.
They got planes and trains and cars, I'd walk to you if I had no other way. From blue to green, I promise you that by the time we get to the world, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep moving around.
That's okay. Me too.
We could actually stand for a minute.
That's true. Yeah, we can. I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. Getting hungry, are you?
A little bit.
I'm pretty hungry. We standing now. Do you see that hair? Or wait. No, it was a hair on the computer. Never mind. It was a cat hair, a Joey hair. But yeah, in terms of performing live, just to go back to that real quick, I don't miss the gigging aspect of it, but I do miss sometimes the energy. For example, if we were playing a private party, those are always so much fun because those people hired us because they want us. We are performing for them at their event or at their house, whatever it might be. We've had people who have thrown parties because they just want us to come and play for them and their friends. So they hired us to do that because they wanted us to be the main focus. And that feeling and being able to perform for people who actually cared and gave us their attention, that's fucking sick, dude. And I miss that aspect of having that energy, of being able to play for people in person, interact with people in person, see them dance. Because there's a lot of times when people dance, we played weddings and, people, do you remember that last wedding we did where it was smaller, it was for 75 people?
Yeah, I do.
And it was at that place, I forget, but we were upstairs and stuff, and people were singing and dancing, and the energy, it was just
a lot
awesome.
of fun.
It's a lot of fun. So I definitely miss that aspect of it. However, I enjoy streaming so much because it is so different. We're learning songs on the spot.
And to be able to do this and have these where
we can just talk and
again
care.
it's not about and you guys have supported us financially during these streams is absolutely fucking mind-boggling, let alone any streams. It's like the Forrest Gump movie when Jenny plays music and people are throwing bottles at her. Forrest Gump gets up there and pulled her off stage. You always want someone to appreciate your music. That is true. It's always
yeah. Because 90% of the time, we're just the background and no one cares. Which is fine. That's what we're getting hired to do. Most of the time. But that's not to say that we didn't have people who are regulars who came out to see us no matter where we were playing.
Some of us have shit songs that you hate us for. Listen.
Not naming names, Peter. No. It's fine.
Sometimes we're just like everybody. We're not gonna be the biggest fan.
Of specific songs.
Yeah. Squish Chin. Yeah, it is just because we're on our laptop, so we're just we got a new computer, so we had to set that up. Not any anymore. What is that too?
I don't know.
But yeah, it's
This is our passion, though, you guys. At the end of the day,
it is. This is our passion.
and we only have realized that over the last few months. Like, we knew that some sort of musical content was our passion, but we didn't really know what kind until we started streaming again and have been in a healthier place mentally. Made such a difference, and it brought so much clarity, and like has made both of us feel like we really have a purpose in life, and like that is an incredible
Go closer
feeling.
because you're out of focus.
Yeah, sorry. That's an incredible feeling.
Don't be glib. You know you don't want my requests.
Oh my god, stop
I don't
it.
even know what glib means.
I don't know either, but stop it.
Oh, Brady, no, it's all good.
We love them. Like, it's so
I love
much
those
fun.
requests, dude.
Guys, don't ever feel bad or like
Yeah.
self-conscious
Peter, you
about...
too. I know you're just joking, Peter, because you're like the class clown, but
You're the class clown.
no,
So
Peter.
true, though.
I know you like to joke around, but seriously, we
Yeah.
appreciate everybody, and just like everybody else, we're gonna have music that we prefer over the others, but
Right, but
we
that-
try our absolute best to. If you're requesting a song, 99 times out of 100, it's probably because you enjoy it. So we try our best to absolutely appreciate the music for what it is.
Of course.
But just like everybody else, we're not gonna like 100% of the songs we have. Like, there's definitely songs that we have more appreciation for, not appreciation, but we enjoy more than others.
Gravitate towards more than others.
Mhm.
But that's just normal. That's literally everyone.
That is everyone.
Everybody on
the planet.
Oh, look who just got up.
You gonna bring them on stream?
Come here, baby. Oh, that was a big stretch. Yes, it was.
Look at this little guy. Oh my god, what a fucking cutie.
Just so you guys know, he was sleeping on the couch over there this entire time. Oh my god, it
You're a
feels
good
so
boy.
good. It
You're a
feels
good
so
boy.
good.
We were away from Joey for 4 days, and that was like...
Oh, we put cameras throughout our entire house so that we could check on him.
You're a good boy.
No matter what time of day or night, in literally the entire house, every single room.
He's such a good boy, though.
The next morning, so we got home at... What time did we get home at? Like, close to midnight, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next morning, he literally cuddled me for 3 hours.
You guys are sick people for holding him from us all night.
Well, he was sleeping. I didn't want to move him.
Your Great Dane looks like him, just a little bit bigger. Yeah, just a tad bigger.
Just a little.
Great Danes are
Look
big
at this
dogs.
good boy.
Great Danes are like some of the biggest dogs ever.
I love how he's just leaning his head on my head.
Anybody else do this with their cat or dog?
Oh, you are the best.
Oh my god.
Look at his little paws.
Look at your little paws.
Oh, he's purring. You got that purr going now? Your
That
nails-
Purrmeister?
Your nail is caught on my...
Oh, good boy.
That should be
Screenshot, that's the family portrait.
Brady and Bacon said it at the same time.
You're such a good boy, Joey.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh my god. Look at that face.
Oh, that face. Look at those eyes.
My Dane thinks she's a lapdog.
What are you doing?
Look at this. Look at this handsome face.
Mwah.
Look at the handsome face.
Mwah. You're too good.
How?
You're too good.
You are.
You're a good boy.
Perfect thumbnail for a future video.
Oh, you're not wrong. I like where your head's at, Timothy Withers.
Timoteo.
Timoteo. How can one little life form be so cute?
What are those? Yeah, Great Danes, I've seen a couple and they look like they're really good dogs. But what an amazing mental health stream. You guys are truly something else.
Aw. Thank you, Brady.
That means a lot.
So are you guys.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm not just saying that.
Listen,
like, it's true.
You have a community.
You guys help us.
I was saying this to Kayla. I think something that we want to do is go down to Myrtle Beach like once a month. And we can go down and like stream down there too.
How fun would that be, guys? We were talking about having an acoustic down there and an acoustic violin and just playing like not plugged into anything, just an acoustic setup like how we used to do our first Omegle videos.
And you guys made it possible for us to fucking go down to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, you did.
And
okay. Do you see this?
oh my god.
Your butt's in my face, dude.
I think he wants to get down. Come here. Say bye.
I'm back.
But yeah, are we getting towards the end?
I'm getting pretty hungry.
Me too. I'm getting hungry.
So I would like to eat some dinner.
Guys, we want to remind you that no matter what you're struggling with currently or have struggled with or going to struggle with, you'll get through it. You will.
Duh.
We promise.
Yeah, have you guys not listened to anything we said? If you didn't, start from the beginning.
Start from the bottom, now you're here.
No, but like actually though.
You guys are amazing people, all of you, and we appreciate the support that you have shown us.
Absolutely.
And so the least
It's
we can do is
amazing.
show you guys the support you guys deserve,
Yeah.
the support you guys need.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to reach out to those around you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to open up if you can. You can open up to people.
You can.
And it's important that we
if you
start
tell
that dialogue
yourself you can.
with those around us.
Yes.
I hope everyone has a great day and week and keep your heads up and be safe. We'll be streaming tomorrow.
Brady wanted to see his
The update?
Yeah, it's the same from when I sent the picture in Discord. But
So if you want Kayla to draw a portrait for you, you get to pick whoever you want. Reach out.
it's getting there. It's getting there. Also, you'll see this in the time lapse drawing, but almost all of like her under her face, like all the clothes and everything, I did with my left hand. I do that sometimes. I'm able to use my... Look at that, I could get even closer. But yeah, that's what I got so far. So, I'm gonna go put it away so that it doesn't smudge or anything.
But yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord, please join the Discord. We'll be streaming tomorrow, and I think we're gonna do a music stream on Sunday too, cause like I want to do 2 this weekend. So
I was just trying to think if we had anything.
I don't think we do.
on Sunday. So yeah, we'll let you guys know. 7 p.m. tomorrow.
7 p.m. tomorrow, 7 p.m. Sunday. Join the Discord. We update there, and just guys, remember, you mean a lot to us, and you mean a lot to
The people
more than just
around
us,
you.
the people around you, more people than you realize, and
Yep.
you guys will get through everything.
We care about you. The people around you care about you,
And you need to care about yourself.
Yes, most important thing first and foremost, and stop being negative and just live your life. Okay.
Okay.
That pretty much sums up the whole stream. Shut the fuck up. Live your life. Boom.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m.
Yes.
Back at the Song Learns, baby. Back at the Song Learns.
And this week, I will be streaming on the art channel again.
Yes. If you want Kayla to commission an art piece for you, let's reach out to her on Discord.
Yeah.
Send a message or just in the general chat.
Yep, anything is fine.
All right, guys. Peace out. Sweet dreams.
Peace.
Brady, dude, thank you so much. You did not need to do that. Only
Bro,
positivity.
stop.
That is very kind of you. All right.
What a good guy.
What a good-
You don't even fucking know.
You don't even fucking know. You don't even... Let's do it. Ready? Let's do it out.